Good afternoon and welcome to the Soshango Stadium here in Polokwane, South Africa. It is the HOLLYWOODBETS COSAFA Women's Championship 2025 for this very crucial Group C encounter between Namibia and Madagascar. Of course, one outcome the ball carriers will be soon be seeing on your screen, but just to start off with the fact that Namibia already had won their first encounter last week against Mozambique by 2-0. So should they take 3 points from this, it would mean that they qualify. They join South Africa in the semi-finals. Madagascar, on the other hand, if they get the 3 points, it would mean that Group C will become very open and it will carry much more weight. This match between these sides in Group C, the only group with 3 teams in the competition, consists of Mozambique, Namibia as well as Madagascar. Of course, the 2 teams led out by their respective captains. Captain Mulunga for Namibia taking proceedings for this one, and then Captain Anna Roja for Madagascar. As the 2 nations just walk onto the field, show a lot of patriotism, a lot of pride as they represent their nations on this grand stage of the COSAFA Women's Championship. It is always an incredible clash between these sides. We'll be now hearing the 2 national anthems of Madagascar and Namibia. The referees, the officials ready to take action soon, but for now, the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthems. First of Namibia. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Madagascar.
Nothing like representing your country on a grand stage like the COSAFA Women's Championship. Of course, the national anthem of Namibia, Land of the Brave, written and composed by the late Dosep, and officially adopted in 1991. And then we also had the national anthem of Madagascar, which is Oh Beloved Land of Our Ancestors, adopted back in 1959. Let's look back at the starting 11 for Namibia. Dan Silamawang starting for this one. Linda Alwenda, the goal scorer in that encounter. Yvonne Kuiper, Zanata Coleman, Asteria Angula, Melissa Hukuam, Ina Katuta, Lovisa Mulunga, the captain, Julia Richindo. We've also Kahiriri starting on for this one, as well as Melissa Matthews for this encounter. Only 2 changes in that Namibian starting lineup that they had against Mozambique. So The only changes we'll be seeing is that Joseph is not starting, neither is Hanavi. Instead, Rutindo, as well as the ever-talented young Labang has come on. The officials for today's encounter are the Glonfile Mezane of South Africa, Nantifa Menza of South Africa, Beauty Asia Tondola of Zambia, as well as Nokhle and Leda of South Africa, as they will be leading our proceedings for this encounter. In terms of the two captains I mentioned there is Lovisa Mulunga on your screen, the captain for Namibia, and then it is Anazarosa Velomantosolo of Madagascar leading our proceedings for this. Two nations, the captains taking center stage, just the pre-game matches, things that always have to be done, sportsmanship being shown. Looking on the other hand of things is Madagascar with their starting lineup for this encounter. We'll be seeing that Ramasone is come on, Sylvia Mamonch playing today, Amy, as well as Nahari. We also got Ramansoa, Aina for Madagascar, and Shinjo, as well as Valomansolo and Rahami Pionova. And then we've got Andiria Snara as well coming on for Madagascar. So that's how the starting lineup is looking like. Both of these sides opting for a 4-3-3 formation. Now, I just want to introduce my co-commentator for this one. It's none other than Pinky Machekane, the great legend of Banyana Banyana. Thank you so much for joining us today here. Pinky, of course, your expert analysis will be carrying us through today's encounter. Just looking at the formation, 4-3-3 for both of these sides. What are you anticipating for this match?
Look, I think with Namibia, we've seen how they play. You know, they have players that can run, especially on the wing, the 4-3-3 formation, but also Madagascar is also bringing the 4-4-3 attacking structure. So I'm happy to go see how these both teams will do today.
Absolutely. Pinky, surely this promises to be a good one between these two sides, looking to turn things around here in this championship. Madagascar, they have had a really good run in previous editions, in recent tournament records, particularly the growth of women's football. Did not enter in 2020, 2021 did not enter, 2022 they did not enter, 2023 they ended up in the group stage, as well as 2024. So they are back for a third consecutive year. On the other side, Namibia have come closest in previous encounters. Group stage exit last time out with 6 points, unlucky elimination from them. They've come closest in the 4th place in the semi-finalists in 2022 as well. So they're already sitting with 3 points. They would need to win this one to just get through and join South Africa. Do you think this can happen?
Listen, anything can happen. I think all the teams here, they came here to win it all. So I think they've prepared very well, and for them not winning is just gonna be, you know.
Well, we're just waiting for the referee to get us underway here at the Seshego Stadium in Polokwane. And here we go. It is Namibia who will be kicking things off with their ever-talented, experienced Zanata Coleman. Group C fixture it is. And we'll be looking to be as pressing as possible, the Namibians, and that already sort of a clash there early on between Alwendo, the goal scorer in that first game. She scored that first goal for Namibia when they beat Mozambique. Just coming up against the goalkeeper for Madagascar there, Diana. Kwaparu get a header to that, but it goes out of play, so throw in for Madagascar. And here they come now. That goes out. That goes out for a throw in for Namibia. Still early on, first minute of the game. We'll have to see what this game produces. Yesterday we had some lovely fixtures in Group B. We had 2 draws, very intriguing draws between Eswatini and Botswana. 1-1, it ended in that encounter. Then we saw another draw between Zambia, the Zambezi Derby we call it, and Zimbabwe. Goalless draw. So it's possible for us to get another one as Madagascar get onto the strike, but that will go out wide.
Absolutely. Yesterday we saw a draw between Zimbabwe and Zambia, which was a very intense game.
Now this is Madagascar, who just went for it there. Unfortunately, did not materialize. So Madagascar not a side to rule out at all. Here they come now. The strong run. Very wonderfully done. Will she pick up a teammate in the box? And that just goes wide. Not a bad attempt at all.
Absolutely, it was a good attempt. I mean, if you can see the Namibian 3 players marking 1 player, there's no communication there. I think they should structure their defensive very well.
Well, Jenny is a player that you need to look out for. It's a 3, made up of 3 attackers. This Madagascar squad. It's Jenny, Andoniana, and Mamponiona making up that front 3. And they come now. Very wonderfully done. Will she find Andoniana in the box though? She'll go for it. Picks her up, but still has to a little bit more work. Perhaps this time around, well, it goes out.
Good attempt from Madagascar, putting that pressure to Namibia, forcing them to make mistakes.
That's the type of pressure they would need to apply, because they too would need to fight to get those 3 points, Madagascar. As Namibia just looked to flick this one up front. And Slabang was there but beaten. And Madagascar will clear comfortably. It goes out for a throw-in now for Namibia. Coleman takes it all the way back. This is picked up by goalkeeper Mateus to the captain, Mulunga. She is surrounded with the likes of Andoniana, who you don't want to make a mistake with. Mateus here, the goalkeeper for Namibia now. Takes it all the way back to Hikuam, goal scorer of that second goal for Namibia in that first game. Also player of the match. Madagascar, this is their first game so far in the competition. Do you think that fact that they got some of those fresh legs will come to their advantage, Madagascar?
Absolutely. I think they've done their homework. They're still fresh, like you say. So I'm thinking we're going to see, a team that is very fresh and they're willing to take up those spaces and exploit those spaces.
Well, still so much more to play for in this game. It's this first 4 minutes of this encounter. A throw-in now for Namibia. That's Kahiriri with it. Who loses it out dangerously here. Nearly could have, Christina could have run away with that. Again, very dangerous on that right-hand side, eh?
Again, Namibia defense finding themselves, very not organized, losing ball, losing possession of the ball quite often.
And that is something that in this tournament we have noticed, that it has left a lot of players in danger. We could say a lot of teams lacking at the back, caught looking at that at the back line, and it really can be costly. You could lose out. I think we saw a couple of those goals in the first few matches, which were conceded because of mistakes on the back. As Namibia look to have gotten that one to the likes of Labang and Kuapar, but not allowing any of that to happen. The Madagascar defense, the likes of Njara and Adoxi back there, and Aina on this left-hand side as well, doing a fantastic job so far. That's wonderfully crossed in. What can she do now? Very strong on the left-hand side for Madagascar, still going in. That will go out for play. It was intercepted.
Good play from Madagascar, especially in the middle, how they share the ball, how they do combination passes. Like I said, it's very threatening to Namibia. They're not closing at them as quick as they could.
Look at that turn there. Such an incredible fast player to watch. He reads the game really, really well. Mampionona for Madagascar. Still waiting for A chance to go for it here, Madagascar. A team, like I said, who have really proven to be growing year after year. Each time they come to a COSAFA Women's Championship, their performances keep growing and boosting. Which is incredible. Shows the growth of women's football back home.
Absolutely, really did. I mean, considering the fact that for 3 consecutive years they didn't qualify or didn't show up to the tournament, and now, you know, they've this team that is very, you know, impressive.
Well, now this is a chance for Madagascar here. She breaks. She is still going strong. Antonina goes for it herself, and that will go wide. Not a bad attempt from Andoniana. Got it from Christina in the middle of the park. Let's look back. That really was trying to produce some magic there. Unfortunately, was not the end result. I think that we have seen them do that more often in this first half so far, Madagascar. As they get a chance again, this is a chance for them to build up. Once again, look at Mampionana and her runs. Was trying to get that to Christina. And it's the Namibian defense who reads it early. They get it back though, Madagascar. Jenny still has it here, surrounded but going strong, and Hikuamu get that one out of danger for now, as Jenny still has her job well. Unfortunately loses it out. Coleman.
And I must say, we haven't seen a lot of Coleman in this game. I don't know if the game is still early, but she hasn't been, you know, doing her magic touch, especially in the middle. You know, how she controls the game, how she controls the tempo of the game.
Perhaps closed off. They have read her well, the Madagascan players. This running now from the back, from the likes of Atuta, Ritindo, trying to protect their goalkeeper Mateus as much as possible, because the Madagascar squad have really looked attacking in this first 9 minutes of the game. So they'll get another throw in here. We'll see what they can do. As the captain, as she is on your screen, Captain Anozora Velovansolo of Madagascar. That's flicked out for a corner. That's Anoivo Mampionana who did all of the work there to make sure she gets something of it. So we'll see a corner kick now. Another one for Madagascar, as Mateus just tells her defense to make sure that they are intact. Corner into the box. Haidiri gets a touch or header to it. That will go over the bar.
What a good clearance there. I think the defense was, you know, in line, and the communication was very...
Confirmation of the first 10 minutes here from the Seshego Stadium. Group C encounter between Madagascar and Namibia, as it still stands 0-0 inside the first 10 minutes of the game. One could say that Madagascar have looked like the more likely to score inside the first 10 minutes. As we just look back at this encounter between Kahiriri and Jenny, who gets a free kick, which will be taken up by Aina. Aina for Madagascar, who take it long and wide. Will she pick up the likes of Christina, though? She does. Christina, look at that turn. That is wonderfully done from Christina. Remain composed, and okay enough, Katuta for Namibia was able to get a little bit out of danger, not entirely, but just get it a little bit out of danger.
Madagascar keep pushing and putting that pressure to Namibia and forcing them to make those silly mistakes, and eventually Namibia is forced to do those things.
Well, Coleman, they're unable to keep the ball in her possession. So Madagascar, once more. I think she was probably looking for Jenny there on this right-hand side. Right? She was looking for Jenny.
Absolutely, she was.
Does not matter because they still have possession, Madagascar, as they keep going at it. Read by the Namibian defense. Will they clear completely? Coleman flicks it away, goes out. He did hit a Madagascar player, so that will be a throw-in for Namibia.
That was unfortunate for Coleman there. I think what she anticipated was right, but unfortunately it hit the player.
And just another unfortunate situation for Coleman, as that ball, she was unable to do her flicks and turns to have kept it in possession. Alwendo lurking up in the air there, perhaps to get a chance to grab up the ball. Hikuam looking for Coleman, does not get her. Well, Madagascar will look to break now. This run, she was anticipating to produce her ever fast runs.
Yeah.
There, Mampi Yonona, we've seen a couple of those so far in this game. Captain Mulunga. Mulunga still has it. Well, it was rather picked up by Aina. So turning, strong. Namibian defense as they scramble to just get that away. Lovisa Mulunga though, did not win that battle. Cross into the box. Mampianana looks for it. Was unable to reach it. So that will go out for a throw-in from Namibia.
I think she came too quick for that ball. You know, she could have just timed her run, and so she can be able to connect with the ball.
Oof, that's a very big mistake there now. Namibia have got to be careful in this. Some of those mistakes, I think, like you were saying, Pinky, being exposed there in the back. Namibia did not see that in that game against Mozambique as much. But Madagascar really making sure that they are hot on their heels.
Yeah, no, I think they did their homework. You know, they've studied them very well, and they knew who are the key players who can actually make magic to turn this game, and so they're closing them down.
Indeed. It's evident as it stands. None of these teams, or neither of these teams, are unable to get a goal. Let's look back at this foul here, or that encounter between Angula as well as Titi of Madagascar. Aina with a throw-in. She will try to get Jenny, which she does. Coleman now will look to pick up and counter here. Coleman, will she get to Kuiper? She does so. Kuiper running with a strong run to Alwendo. But assistant referee says no. We also see that Kuiper is down and gets attended to. What do you make of that? Offside? No?
No, it's an offside.
Indeed?
Indeed, it's an offside.
Assistant official read it perfectly well to have picked that up. I believe that could be the first or second offside of the game so far. First for Namibia, surely. And Kuiper just getting attended to now.
That says a lot about the defensive of Madagascar, how they read the line, how they press and communicate so they can be in line.
Alwendo was probably looking to turn and twist that one in. But by the time she had the ball in her possession, it was too late. The assistant referee had already blown her whistle. Here is Aina now. Alwendo picks it up, tries to get to Coleman. Unsuccessful, the ball will go out for a throw-in, which will be taken up by Kahiriri for Namibia. Coleman, and you can see how Aina keeps pressing Coleman on that left-hand side. She has really been instrumental so far. And now she's blocking off. Not even seen much of those crosses that we usually see from Namibia.
Aina, no. They told her, Jorge, look, you need to be everywhere she goes with her. Because if she get an opportunity, anything can happen.
Look back at that moment. We saw player brought down. Seems like she'll be able to continue. Kahiriri. Coleman now with a chance to capitalize off a set piece. Zenata Coleman for Namibia to take the free kick. Puts it into the box and goalkeeper read it well. Fantastic goalkeeping there from Diana. So, you see the build-up there. It was Coleman who was looking for Mulunga. And she got a touch to it and made sure that it was out.
Good reflexes from the goalkeeper, but I think she could have handled that ball.
Yeah, because if somebody was lurking there somewhere, who might have picked up off a rebound, which is common in the game of football. But lucky for her, that was not the situation. She managed to get it out. As Coleman will look to take a corner kick here for Namibia. You see the likes of Mulunga have come out in the box. The likes of Alwendo. Coleman goes for it. Scrambling and flicked away. Still not out of danger though. Well, now it is because there's an offside. Namibia with some of the first few chances in the game so far. Coleman and for it. And that's, I think, where that was picked up. A flick got a turn from Hikuam of Namibia. Will stay in their possession, the ball now. Katuta, Inandapewa. Will get that. Oof, surely a very nasty tackle there from the captain. Let's look back at really what happened there. Just nearly maybe a shout for a penalty, but would you say that was outside, slightly outside the box or inside?
It was outside.
She also gets a yellow card. The referee makes a final decision. It's a yellow card, the first one of the game.
I think well deserved as a yellow card. I mean, that was a danger position to, commit such a tackle.
And surely Namibia will get a chance to capitalize off another set piece. Who would take it between Hukuam and Coleman, Zenata Coleman? It looks like it will be the ever-experienced, when we speak of household names in Namibian women's football, football in general, we speak of Zenata Coleman. What can she do here? Timing. That's goalkeeper Diana just speaking to her defense to make sure to be alert. Zenata Coleman for Namibia. Anticipating. What can she do? It's Coleman! Just falls into traffic. She goes for it again, and it's wide.
Good attempt.
Do you think she could have perhaps, or she was trying to pick up the likes of, we see that Ruchindo was also in the box, probably the closest one if she had to do a rebound, but for her to have come back.
Already there were 3 players who were, onto her, so I think they made it very difficult for her to take that shot. Hence, she took the shot up.
And it's confirmation. 20 minutes gone here at the Sishago Stadium on Polokwane. This is the Hollywood Bets Women's COSAFA Championship. We still haven't seen a goal scored between Namibia and Madagascar. This is a Group C clash. As Mozambique, or rather Madagascar, will look to break now, but Mulunga read it well. She will try to pick up She was trying to get hold of Nancy Labang. Well, we have not really seen much of her in the game, Nancy Labang.
No, we haven't. I think, you know, the way they structure, the way they're playing, she can't even go, you know, up front like, you know, she's capable of. I think the defense is doing a pretty good job in that.
Absolutely, Nancy Labang, young and talented Namibian who has been making waves in the country. 16 years of age at that time, at that point in time when she was named COSAFA in the team of the tournament for the under-20 COSAFA Championship. Was also the top goal scorer in the under-17 Girls Championship. And he is now playing for the senior tournament. The only player in Namibia who has played at all of those levels, by the way. Here they come now. This is Aina. Will pick up Ramasine, but was not successful. And that one as Coleman goes down, but she is up, ready to continue. Aina once more. Picks up Janari. Coleman gets a hold of it to Mulunga now. Mulunga seems to be a little bit less busier than she was in the opening 10 minutes of the game. Hikuam will turn. You take it back all the way to Richinda. Goalkeeper Mateus to Lovisa Mulunga now. Playing it nice, slow and easy from the back. Mulunga once more. We'll try to pick it up perhaps from a long range. Well, we'll try to get it to Kahiriri, which she does. Kahiriri unable to pick up anyone in the box. Mulunga now. Coleman. As she's just a bit of contact there in the middle of the park, but referee will say carry on. Mateus to flick it away. Oh, mistake here. Chance for Madagascar now to break. As that lends to Christina. Strong run from her. What can she do here? And it's a goal! Christina! Amy Christina of Madagascar puts her team into the lead. Has been very, very instrumental so far. Christina. Amy saw it coming. The build-up also. Let's look back at this. She read it well. She had picked it up, and even though she was surrounded by the likes of Mulunga, went very strong. The control on the ball from her as well. Read it so well. And just spotted Mateus as well. Read her well to have slotted that one home, and she puts her team in the lead.
What a goal. What a beautiful goal. They built up the passes, especially at the middle field, and getting that goal. But also, if you see, the Namibian defense has been struggling to get the ball off their half. They've been playing more onto their half, not creating those spaces for them to play. Hence, that goal happened.
And we're seeing that Zanata Coleman, who went down a few moments ago, still down. Let's look back at what really happened there. Oh, like a step onto her foot there. She was down for a while. Seems like she just receiving some treatment. Let's see if she's able to continue. It's most likely that she will be able to move on in this game. There's the goal scorer on your screen. Amy Christina for Madagascar. What a player. One that has stood out so far. I could say personally, I really love the way she's been playing, and just talent overall. So it is 26 minutes here at the Sechego Stadium in Polokwane. Madagascar in the lead by 1-0 against Namibia. That goal coming in from Amy Christina, who is 30 years of age, plays for FC United in her home country, and she has done the job puts her team in the lead here in this Group C clash. As it stands, Alwendo now will look to respond, and not just a bit wasteful, did not really materialize at all. But as it stands, before we just get into that, let's just look back at how that all went down. Long cross, Alwendo was the player who got it, but I mean, Nancy Labang particularly probably was the closest to it, but nothing could have been particularly done in that moment. But so the group is open, Pinky.
Indeed, it is. So, like we said, you know, Madagascar came here knowing that, you know, it's not going to be easy for them. But they said, you know what, we're going to pull up our socks and play as much as we can. And this is what they did.
Absolutely. So as it stands, 3 points for each of these teams, Namibia and Madagascar. Hikuam now for Namibia. To Alwendo Coleman. Pick up Hikuam again. Will she go for it herself? Well, rather she gets it to Kahiriri, who will get to, or try to rather get it to her teammate. But it did materialize there from Asteria Angula. Coleman there on your screen, Zanata Coleman has been very less busy. Indeed. Compared to how we usually see her.
Absolutely.
In previous encounters, eh?
Absolutely. She hasn't been able to create those opportunities for the team and giving them options, you know, to open up the game or slow down the game.
Well, they have read her well. You can say this Madagascar team, and made sure that they close her off. Zanata Coleman, the 33-year-old who plays in Cyprus, actually the only player on the Namibian squad that plays internationally out of this whole starting lineup. She plays in Cyprus for Dorgan TB Kadin Football Takim. So recently moved to the club. Here is Namibia now, looking to respond. But if just looking back at how Namibia have been performing, what do you think they would need to do if they want to get back in this before halftime?
I think they need to put more pressure, especially up there.
Well, there's a chance here now for Namibia. That's wide from Alwendo.
Namibia needs to create those chances because they have the capability to do that. That should have, she should have.
Oh, that was a chance. Well built up, actually. You could say, give credit to that run-in from Cooper. Gets it to Alwendo, but
good attempt. Good attempt.
Didn't, unfortunately, end up in the back of the net for Namibia. But you were just talking about how Namibia would need to recover and get back in the game. From your observations, there's still about 15 minutes or so to go in this first half, excluding an additional time. Do you think they have what it takes?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen in the first game how they performed and how they, you know, really showed up for each other. And I think they need to bring that to this game.
Well, Guam just loses it out there. Alwendo now will look to just be lurking there in the back, hopefully to pick it up somewhere, but the Madagascar defense not allowing that to happen at all, making sure to close off those spaces as Hikuam is brought down in the middle of the park. So this will be a free kick. Let's look back at how that went down. It was Hikuam was brought down, and the ball now up front, Namibia. Lensi Labang will get this one into the box. Zanata Coleman lurking. Hikuam, and that's not the final product she would have wanted. What a strike there from her, though. Let's look back at this. It was Nancy Labang initially who set it up. Zanata Coleman was somewhere there, but it was Hikuam eventually who, with that strong strike, a right foot, and not necessarily.
She had everything right. The technique, you know, how she kicked that ball, absolutely fantastic.
She does not really struggle to score those. We've seen her score a couple of those, even for her club back in her country. Hikuam Millicent. And she plays for the current or defending champions The NDP Mighty Gunners ladies, previously known as the Beauties ladies, who were here for the Champions League in South Africa as well, qualifiers tournament. And now, this is Namibia, still looking for an equalizer. Hikuam now once more. Will she get it to Alwendo? Alwendo. Uvita by Mulunga. But Nancy Labang loses it out. Hikuam will look to get it back though. Into the box to Alwendo. That's headed away. Also fouled, or foul rather, on the Alice. Went down in the box, so it will be a goal kick here, or rather a ball for Madagascar. Ikuan picks it up. Tries to really build on this one. Ikuan trying to get that momentum back. Then Silabang. They still have it. They still have possession, Namibia. Here is Kahiriri now. Mulunga. Long ball, long cross onto Ivan Kuiper. It'll be flicked away by the Madagascar defense. The goal scorer Christina looking to still terrorize that Namibian backline as Kahiriri gets this one. Kahiriri now. Just not in a very accurate, not picked up well by Asteria Angula.
Slowly or surely, Namibia is trying to get their groove back. You know, they're trying to connect those passes, especially in the middle. And they've had few chances that they should have utilized.
Well, they still got about not more than 15 minutes, I would say, in this first half. So anything can happen. For now, Kahiriri will get this throw in for Namibia. That's flicked away. Mulunga gets a hold of it, but Christina really working overtime. See how she's dropped a little bit. I like how she's one of those players, how that's almost everywhere. You could find her scoring a goal, but you could also find her creating one of the best tackles you've ever seen.
Yeah, and one thing I like about her is she uses her body, you know, to protect the ball and to shield players to get through to the other half.
Yes, that encounter there leading up to a free kick for Madagascar. This is taken up by Titi, who loses it out as Coleman picks this one up, but they get it back, Madagascar. Titi once more trying to pick up Christina, the goal scorer, but Kahiriri is lurking. She's right there to make sure that they do not allow for a repetition of that first goal from Christina Amy. Madagascar with possession now. This is a throw-in as they try to go for it, perhaps double their lead. Namibia clear. Coleman, long cross. Maybe that ball was just too quick for Nancy Labang. Strong run though. Coleman, who looked to pick it up. What can they do? They are scrambling now in this final third. Namibia. Hikuam. Will she go for it straight? No, rather she passes it out to Asteria Angula. Kahiriri. Mulunga. And the offside flag was up. So let's look back at that. Just look back on that cross from Mulunga.
Yeah, I mean, they find themselves at an offside position, Namibia. They should read their lines and try to communicate more, you know.
Well, couldn't have said it any better, Pinky. We're still waiting. Our second goal in this game. It could come from either Madagascar or Namibia, we don't know, as they are equally pushing to get that win. Right now, Madagascar have the upper hand. They are in the lead. Christina, the goal scorer. Strong run from her. She has a lot of power onto her as well.
Yeah, she does.
Christina.
She does.
Probably one of the worst things to come up when you're a defender, eh? All right, now here is Nancy Labang, who gets into the box, and that's not very accurate. Coleman was there. Yvonne Kuiper was also there in the box. Alwendo was there too. The options, those who could have picked it up. But we're nearly in that 40th minute mark here from the Seshego Stadium in Polokwane. The Hollywood Bets COSAFA Women's Championship. Coleman gets hold of Alwendo, surrounded but still going. Will Coleman pick it up? No. But they're scrambling now. Perhaps can utilize this opportunity here. Hikuam to Lensi Labang. Back to Hikuam. Will she go for it from long range? Or she opts to get it to Alwendo? Just a look back at that. Perhaps that she could have takes a little bit of time to release the ball from her feet.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the Madagascar defense, there were like about 5 players sitting, you know, in the same place. You know, that's why you should look up and find a player who's coming from deep end, you know, and then lay that ball to them.
Oh, Asteria Angola there looks to be in some pain. Asteria just looking to get treated. Let's look back. Oh, that came from her own teammate, the captain, Lovisa Mulunga. That's quite painful. Looks like you could lose your, I don't want to say memory, but you know, you get a little bit drowsy and stuff like that.
Or perhaps your ear, who knows.
But that's Asteria Angola there for Namibia, just getting attended to. I'll be hoping to continue the match. As we await for the game to continue. Namibia will gain possession. That's Katuta there for Namibia. We'll kick things off. Nancy Labang. Offside. Becoming more and more evident, those offsides now for Namibia.
Yeah, but it also says a lot about Madagascar's defense, how disciplined they are.
Nancy Labang.
Exactly, how disciplined they are.
Clearly was offside, in an offside position on that right-hand side. Madagascar sitting still with their goal in the lead here at the Seshego Stadium. Coleman brought down. So, seems like referee might take out another yellow card. So you look back at, as definitely intentional. Oh, she did ask for the card, Zenata Coleman, to be issued, and well, the referee has done so. So we got another booking. This time around is Ramanatsona, already in the books. The naughty list is Captain Njara for Madagascar. They will look to get through this one with Jenny. Jenny with his long run. I think that was out of play. So Namibia will get a throw-in. Kahiriri. Coleman. Mulunga. Back to Coleman. Playing it nice and easy. They would want to get that goal, but that goes out. 40 minutes gone in this first half so far. We are almost at half-time. And so far, Madagascar in the lead by 1 goal, 2-0. Is this the type of game you would have anticipated?
Absolutely not. I mean, like we said, having seen Namibia play their first game and in doing so well, and now today they're a bit struggling to get into the game. You know, they make passes to each other, but they're not connecting as a team.
Well, maybe some changes. Would you make some changes if you were the coach for Namibia going into half-time?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Well, that's up to the coach to do that. We'll have to find out and see what head coach Lucky Kakuva will come up with. In the meantime, the game continues. This is the goalkeeper of Madagascar, Diana, who seems to have attained some sort of injury there, got hurt in that process. She is still on the ground. Let's look back at that very moment as to what really happened. She was with the ball here. Alwendo was in there somewhere as well.
No, I don't
really
think.
Much contact?
Nah.
Perhaps that happened while she went, after she went down, or?
I don't think there was, well, from where I'm sitting, I didn't see any, much of a contact there.
So the goalkeeper is still down. Hopefully she will be fine. Diana. Let's look back at that goal earlier on from Madagascar. It was Christina, strong run, had Asteria Angula and Lovisa Mulunga there. She read Mateus very, very well, the goalkeeper. The power, the precision, the strength, the accuracy to have slotted it home. Amy Christina puts the Madagascar side ahead, and that goal that came earlier on in the game still the only thing that separates the two sides so far in the game. In the lead by 1-0. We're almost in the 45-minute mark, and we'll get that additional time as well as Hikuam tries to pick up Alwendo, lends to Kahiriri. Now this is Nancy Labang with a strong run. What can they do here? A ball to be high for Yvonne Kuiper. Fun fact about Yvonne Kuiper, she also plays rugby. Very athletic player she is, like in Namibia. Apart from playing her football, Kuiper at FC Ongo's Ladies, she also plays some rugby. Here's captain of Madagascar there, Njara. Namibia still looking to get one back. Kahiriri. Coleman really surrounded there in the box. They are not allowing her to get any access to the ball at all, the Madagascar defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a result, you see Namibia now trying to play long balls, and that's not their style of play, Yeah.
You know, they're more of a team that likes to plays it nice on the ball, gets those crosses in, but today looking more, like you say, especially in the last minutes of long balls, trying to also get hold or utilize set pieces, you could tell. Likes of those free kicks that we've seen Namibia get in the last minutes. That's picked up. Hikuam will try to get hold of Alwenda, but Diana will collect that safe and sound comfortably.
Additional time.
So, 3 minutes added on in the first half. Pretty fair. We've not seen any really major injuries on the ground that have stayed down for a while.
Of course, the game has been free-flowing. There hasn't been a lot of stop and go. So
we see a mistake here now. That's long strike, falls straight to Mateus. That came from a mistake in the Namibian backline, by the way. You saw there. I think one of the things that Madagascar do so well is they play forward. They don't have time to sit and wait for whatever is happening. They push forward when they get the chance to.
Yeah, but Matunga and Ratindo, I think their communication there is not quite efficient, because most of the time they find themselves in the same position.
Well, we've got still about 2 minutes in this first half as we see this battle. Ikuam now, strong run. She gets it. What can she do? Still has it. The very fast and talented Millicent Hikuam, sitting with 1 goal so far in the tournament. Takes it all the way back to Lovisa Mlunga. will pick up Kahiriri, who was brought down. Seems was fouled. Kahiriri for Namibia. Bakonja Kahiriri plays for NDF Mighty Gunners Ladies. Let's look back at what really happened there, and surely, oof, that's one of the most painful things you can ever experience on the field.
Yeah, especially on your ankle. That's a threatening, career-ending, injury.
Indeed. And she's up. And another red yellow card issued for Madagascar. They've got to be careful now with these yellow cards that they are getting. Could cost them. You've only had one red card issued in this tournament so far. As Ikuam gets this ball to Yvonne Koper now. Strong run. Blocked off. Nancy Labang, and flicked away by goalkeeper Diana. That's what she's all about. Look back at this again. Yvonne Koper running very strong. And at some point Nancy Labang picked it up, trying to strike it on. Very good accuracy actually from Nancy Labang there, but even better goalkeeping.
Good reflexes. Good reflexes from the goalkeeper, but yet again good attempt from Labang.
Here is Zanata Coleman now into the box. Oh, Kahiriri got a touch to that, got a header to that slightly. So the referee blows the whistle. Half time it is here at the Sechego Stadium. 45 minutes played, and that early on chance there from Nancy Labang, as Diana makes an incredible save to keep Madagascar from conceding a goal in this first half. Namibia and Madagascar separated by 1 goal. Second half, we'll see what do you anticipate? Before we get into that, actually, Pinky, just a look back at the goal attempts. Equally targets on target, though, it is Namibia with the upper hand. Got seen some fouls, more yellow cards. Possession in favor of Namibia with 51-49. Stay locked on too as we bring you the second half in a moment.
Both teams to score.
Be in the game.
And we're back here for action of the second half. It is a Group C encounter between Namibia and Madagascar. It is Madagascar with the upper hand so far, getting that goal early on in that first half through Amy Christina. And that is the goal that differentiates these two apart this afternoon as we await to see what really happens in the second half. Perhaps, Pinky, just what do they need to do, Namibia, to get back in this one? Or Madagascar, what do they need to make sure that they get those 3 points or continue with the 3 points?
I think Namibia has to make some few changes, especially the fact that Coleman is not giving them options in the middle. So perhaps maybe play her as a number 10 where she can hold the ball, because she's very good in terms of, holding the ball and reading the game very well. But Madagascar is doing a very good job in terms of putting pressure into Namibia and forcing them to make mistakes.
Absolutely, and we are underway here in this second half. It is Namibia who look to change their style of play, perhaps, if they would want to get back in this one. But as it stands, just speaking of substitutions, we just saw Tantele Raharitiana come on, by the way. Very young, vibrant, talented player she is, sort of 19 years of age. And definitely she would be impactful for Madagascar. We've seen her at a lot of those junior championships. The under-17s also played at the under-20 championship, the Region 5 for Madagascar. But Namibia now with possession of the ball. This is Coleman. Then Silabang will try to get it to Alwendo. But ball now for Madagascar. Let's look back at this. Already offside. Head out in this first half. And then it will be taken up. This is one of the standout players in that first half, the captain. Also sitting on a red card. One of the only 3 players in the game with a red card. The Njira. Just look back at this. See what really transpired there. And surely it was red. It's becoming a battle of offsides now.
Do you think it was an offside?
I'm according to the officials. I think that's from an analytical point of view. I think she read that Mampio Nona is the one that was in an offside position. But maybe from your end?
I think she was in a good position. She read that line very well. So hence I'm kind of in disagreement with the
a little bit, you would believe, too close?
Very.
That's another encounter so far already in this second half, as we see Ivan Kwapar brought down, or rather bringing the captain Njira down of Madagascar. As she just gets attended to. The captain for Madagascar has been one of the busiest teams, or I could say busiest players on the field for her team, really. Very instrumental, her leadership very evident as well, that it's impactful. But coach just speaking to his players, reminding them that they've got to stay in this one. They're almost going to walk away with 3 points. Oof. Surely would require medical attention. Nothing like a head injury. We know the game needs to be stopped with immediate effect. Oof, that's surely very painful. Both of them. Just a clash of heads between Nancy Labang and Titi. Nothing, could say nothing, not intentional from either.
No.
Just happened to have bumped into one another.
But I saw Lebang going with her foot, but she immediately took it off. That was going to be, we could have, taken something else here.
Absolutely. Yes, both of the players just get attended to. We're just talking about the yellow cards and the intensity of aggressiveness, if you could say, in the first half. We saw that we've only had 1 red card issued so far in the tournament bookings. Not as busy in terms of bookings so far in this tournament. But we could say we've seen probably one of the busiest halves in terms of yellow cards issued for this year's edition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think players need to be very cautious of how they go in. You don't want to be that, that player that ends another player's career. Just be a little bit cautious, and how you go in and just avoid those injuries.
Let's just look at the impact that we have seen from Zenata Coleman. She's really been busy in that first half. Maybe the first couple of moments she was not as busy, but a lot of those chances. You were just discussing also during halftime, you were saying that maybe she might need to move more in a more forward position as opposed to being central. That could push her and be able to get some of those shots in easily.
Absolutely, because if you can see where she's playing right now, it's not really working for her. They always, marking her. So at least if she can go up there and so she can be able to hold those balls for the strikers that are coming, just to give them support.
Indeed. Well, Madagascar with possession of the ball now. That's flicked out. Coleman picks it up though. Asteria Angula will look to trying to get hold of the likes of Alwendo there. She was waiting to break. Alwendo, what have you made of her performance so far?
She hasn't been effective. I think her timing, especially of her runs, she's not timing them very well. She's got speed. Maybe sit with your one of the defenders, go Madagascar. And you've got speed. Use that as your advantage. But she hasn't been using that efficiently.
Oh, it's Lovisa Malunga gets it to Coleman now. Coleman was looking for Nancy Labang, but it's now in the middle of the park. Hikuam gets holds of it. Hikuam, Millicent to... Oh, a ball was a bit too quick for Katuta. Madagascar looking to pick it up. What can they do now? Still looking for their second goal. And this is the chance now. Strong run and, well, maybe a disappointing finish, you could say, from Mampionona, who we have not seen as much. Remember in that first half, in the first half of the first half, she was very busy.
She hasn't been, effective as she was in the first half. Even this ball that she kicked now, there was no power in it.
Here she comes again, Mampionona now. This time around, ball won by Julia Richundo, who picks up Nancy Labang. Great battle between these two. She gets it back this time around. She's fouled and gets a free kick for Namibia. Looks like Hikuam will be taking this one up. Let's just look back what really happened there. Oh, she did get a boot to her as well on her ankle. Young player, by the way, Nancy Labang, 17 years of age. And Coleman was looking to really strike there or to chase that one up front, but unlucky for her because the whistle was up, the flag was up. Zenata Coleman, one of the most experienced players on this field today. Here's Mampionona. Hikuam gets to get that one away from her for now. So it should be a throw-in for Madagascar. This is Group C encounter here from the Sechego Stadium. Because HOLLYWOODBETS COSAFA Women's Championship. Second half so far. Madagascar with that goal in the first half through Amy Christina. And that was a very wide ball from Captain Njiara. So Mateus will look to collect. Coach for Namibia. What do you think he's talking about? What do you think he's feeling?
He's feeling the pressure. So I'm thinking he's thinking who to put in and who to substitute.
Do you think we're going to see some substitutions? Just to look at those tournament stats so far. Matches played 10, goals scored 27. Biggest victory so far, Malawi defeating Lesotho by 8-1. just right here from the Seshego Stadium, and we've seen that game also with the most goals scored in a single game so far in the tournament. A very competitive edition we are having.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 9 goals in one game, that's something that we haven't seen in a long time, especially in COSAFA.
Probably the only game with that type of scoreline, though. We've seen a lot of the other games, very close, narrow scorelines. Yesterday we had an all draw.
Yep.
2 matches that were held to draws. This is a chance now here for Hikuam. And Coleman blocked off. Just going to strike, but the Madagascar defense made sure to block her off. It's now a chance for Richondo to run it up. Coleman unable to keep possession of the ball. And it was collected by Edoxi.
I think we'll be starting to see a better side of Namibia, pushing forward, trying to find those spaces, and you know, in the up front.
Absolutely. Well, if they do want to win, they would have to push. They would have to push when you are 1-0 down, and you really need the 3 points. You do have to put a little bit more pressure. As it stands, both of these sides even on points. Only the goal difference that separates them. They will be having one more match, or rather only Madagascar with one more match, because they would have to play Mozambique.
Yes.
Namibia, this is their final game of the group stages. So whatever comes out of this, they have to make sure that they settle it, or else they could risk not making it out of the group. This is Alwendo now. Second half of action, 56 minutes already gone, as Madagascar look to collect, look to push the ball up front. Will she pick up Ompanionona? Ompanionona now. Wonderfully done, but Katuta made sure to collect. Coleman finding Alwendo now. Chance for Namibia. Still running strong. This time around, she was surrounded, and the defense made sure to gather her very well. Unable to do anything. Let's look back at this. Well, you could tell that Nancy Lebang was the other player on her right side. Think she would have been able to make a pass in that moment when you are that much under pressure?
Not much. I think that was the best decision for her to just take on the player. But I think the goalkeeper as well, you know, I don't know what was her decision there, whether to go for the ball or, because it didn't seem like she was going for the ball or for the person.
Yeah. I mean, gotta take your chances, eh? Some of the youngsters seeing that school is out, who are out here to enjoy a good game of football at the Seshego Stadium in Polokwane. We've had some good attendances over the past few days. Spectators who have come out and show support to the ladies, and you can do so too. Tomorrow, we've got a game here, and then we've got another game at the All Peter Mokaba Stadium. As we head back there, we were situated strictly at the Seshego Stadium for a while, but you can still make your way and come out and support the ladies come tomorrow. Looking at some of those fixtures for tomorrow, very interesting ones to look forward to, because we've got Zimbabwe taking on Botswana at the All Peter Mokaba Stadium at 12 p.m. and then Zambia faces Eswatini at 12 p.m. as well. So we also got Angola versus Malawi, and South Africa versus Lesotho. Those are the fixtures of Group A encounters as well as Group B encounters. So simultaneous matches we'll be seeing tomorrow. Busy day it will be at the office. And now play continues. For now, at the Sashago Stadium. We've only seen one game today, which was Group C, between these very two sides, Namibia and Madagascar. Zanata Coleman to take this one up for the brave Gladiators. Still looking for that goal. Let's see what she has in store, what she has in mind here. The experienced Zanata Coleman will go for it. Is there anyone in the box? And that's flicked away by the goalkeeper. And looked like more of a collision there. If you look at that, Zanata Coleman. And then Silabang, who was aiming to, or rather not Lenzi, that's Yvonne Kwapper. Once more, just made sure to get enough pressure there so that she could not capitalize. This was the early on, again, incident that involved goalkeeper Diana. Been kind of very busy the second half.
That was a good save, though. You know, for her to read that ball very well and to come out the pole, you know, at a very good time, you know, to stop that goal from coming in.
And she might have gotten hurt in the process as well. If she does, we might see the introduction of Karen Princia, the other goalkeeper for Madagascar, or Anastasi Soanarivo, the third goalkeeper for Madagascar. So just seeing the delegation, Sue Estombe, who is the Secretary General of COSAFA, the COSAFA delegation and attendance on your screen. And here is Madagascar now once more. Will get that one out. Aina for a throw-in. We are already into the 60-minute mark. Still no goal scored by either of these sides in the second half. Here is Angola. Angola to Nancy Labang. Nancy Labang, just a chance now. Open area, and that does not materialize for Yvonne Kwapper. Like that, spotted the open space. Nancy Labang got it to Yvonne Kwapper, but you could tell the pressure that came on in from Adoxy, the defender. Applied that pressure so well.
Yeah, she did very well to read that Kwapper, you know, coming through and, you know, trying to score that goal. But good defensive line from Madagascar.
So corner kick into the box by Zanata Coleman. Did not succeed. Another one, a chance. Very incredible goalkeeper Diana she is for Madagascar. Zanata Coleman once more with this corner kick for Namibia. Brave Gladiators will go for this one. She will flick it into the box. Is there anybody? Well, not necessarily. There were some of our teammates there, but were unable to really keep that in to the box. Hikuam will pick this one up, and then Kahiriri will get that ball through to Alwendo, but she was clearly not in an onside position. As we look back at that, was Kahiriri. What do you make of it?
Yet again, she finds herself in an offside position. You know, this is where you need to check your line, check the defensive. If they're going up, just stick with one of the defense from Namibia and just stick with them.
If you were to bring on somebody right now in this moment, who are you looking at? What do you think really needs to be shaped up? Because I don't think we've really seen any of the changes that you might have anticipated happen so far in the second half.
I think, especially Namibian center mid, you know, they're not getting a lot of passes, combination passes, and as a result, they're not creating a lot of chances. So I think, let's. Yeah.
Just there, CC, the coach of Madagascar, seemed furious as to why that was not called on as a foul, as Alwendo just fails to convert that. He's spoken of Alwendo, gotten a couple of chances and to go, just unable to finish them off. Here she was with this earlier chance, used her left foot straight to the goalkeeper. But Alwendo, scorer of that second goal in that last game, or the first goal rather, put Namibia up front against Mozambique. Today she's not been able to do any of that. Seems like we might be in for quite a treat of a game so far in the second half. As the referee just shares some smiles with the Madagascar. I believe that's Rasamison, who's being carried off. Always, as they say, smile through the pain. It's exactly a great or a big representation of what we just saw there.
Absolutely.
As the medics just carry her off for now. Not sure if a substitution will be made, as we will wait for that confirmation. That is temporarily, or if she might permanently need to leave the field. That's a decision we are yet to hear, and it looks like we'll be seeing a triple substitution for Namibia. Big changes coming up. I'm seeing likes of Memaringonda, seeing Tolikonjela Mukoto, seeing Juliana Blow come on as well. So very big substitutions we are seeing in this second half for Namibia. So Hikwam has come off as well. And Gonda comes on, like I mentioned. Top goal scorer in the Women's Super League last year, in the Women's Super League from FC Ongo's ladies. So, what do you make of those changes? You think they might shift up the way in which Namibia is performing?
Absolutely. I think with the changes that we've seen, it's well needed. Like I said, Namibia, especially in the middle park, they've been very slow, not creating a lot of chances. And perhaps these changes, the coach made these changes.
Here comes Memaringonda, already very ruthless striker. Well, a ball goes out though. Nothing came off it. Seems like Madagascar will be forced to make a change. So you see Angela Odilisha might be the player that will come on. Here is Asteria Angula now. We'll get this one to the substitute. Tolikonjela, Juliana Blow. To the ever amazing Katuta, but who loses it out? To Apianono. Still running up strong. She wins the battle. Katuta. Ruchindo. Back to Mulunga now. And Namibia will be hoping that these substitutions make an impact or make a change. Juliana Blow will pick this one up. Was going for it herself, but I don't think she was in a position. You could say that header, there's no way that might have been ended in the back of the net.
I think she even closed her eyes there.
Memaringonda now will be in the middle of the park to Katuta. Long range. Was trying to get hold of the substitute, Tolikonjela. And here she comes now, she gets hold of it. And that's blocked out for a throw-in for Namibia.
Substitution, Madagascar.
So another change for
Number 17.
Madagascar here. Odelicia Angele is coming on.
Going in, number 18.
Rasa Mison is off.
Angele
Has come off.
Odelicia.
Like I said, forced substitution because we saw that she went down and was unable to continue. This is wonderfully done now. The substitute, Odelicia, they're already looking to make her impact. So there she is. Rama Simson, who just seems to be in some pain still. She gets attended to. Was forced to come off through injury. We'll also see a cooling break so far in the second half.
Yeah, it looks like the injury was very harsh, eh? Hence, she was able to even come out.
This is the second half you might have predicted.
No.
As we see this chance earlier on from Alwendo. It was Ivan Kuaper who set it up nicely for her, but that'll be one of the most frustrating things ever as an attacker. Even this other chance, goalkeeper came out full force, made sure to have disrupted all of her plans. And yet again, chance after chance. None of them have ended up in the back of the net though. For Alwendo. Alina Alwendo. With a goal to her name only from that first game against Mozambique. But still waiting as to how this one ends here from the Sechego Stadium as we officially enter the 70th minute mark. A Group C encounter. That will be headed or flicked out to Mulunga. Still scrambling here for it, the ball. Alwendo moves Adelicia for Madagascar. This battle now with Katuta. Juliana Blow unable to really beat her. Fouled though. So free kick for Namibia. Yet another one. Juliana Blow, who was just brought down. And it's Coleman again who will do the business of free kicks as she goes for it. That was a bit, say, wasteful.
Very wasteful.
From Zanata.
Yeah, I think in that position where you could just let the defense to kick that ball and then just get numbers into the box.
There's Tolikonjela who makes a mistake now. This is Madagascar. It's Christina who will try to get a shot once more onto goal, but lucky enough for Namibia. It was cleared. Very sloppy.
Very, very. She delayed passing that ball, and then she could have head up and picked that player and passed the ball in time.
It was Tolikonjela Mukota with that mistake from the back. So play continues. Ball in the air. Aina. It's headed away by Amukoto, who gets hold of Ngonda. Back to Amukoto now. And back in the possession of Madagascar, who lose it out to Juliana Blow. Asteri Angula in the middle of the park. As Christina gets that ball there. Mulunga. Aina gets it out for a throw-in for Namibia. Think might have hurt herself in the process of that. Just went full force to make sure that she gets it out of play. One of the busiest player on this field today. Aina Rabemaromanga
She's been very instrumental at the back. And then, I mean, Madagascar doesn't need this a player coming out again with an injury. Already they have one injured and another one. You know, it's not a good look for the team.
Absolutely. And now as we just await for play to continue, as Aina still gets treated or attended to. Still 1-0 it stands here from the Seshego Stadium. Early goal coming in, or early goal in the first half, coming in from Amy Christina, who's still on the field as well. Just nearly got another chance not so long ago. Amy Christina for Madagascar. So, yet another throw-in for Namibia. It's Malunga. Malunga will get this one into the box. Juliana Blow to Katuta. Tuta will chase it down. Will it go out of play? Well, she does not keep it in, but she knows she doesn't have to do that because it's still in Namibia's possession. Coleman now to Juliana Blow, surrounded. Juliana Blow, the substitute who just came on. The legend, 31 years of age. Zenata Coleman once again fouled. Juliana Blow, who plays her football for FC Ongos ladies in Namibia. The Women's Super League. It's Katuta, this is what happened there. That's how it was a push onto Zenata Coleman.
Something interesting that I found about Coleman is that there was a street that is named after her.
Yes, she has a street back in her hometown, Keetmanshoop.
Yep.
Just a small girl, she describes herself from Keetmanshoop, who made it big. An inspiration for a lot of women back home in Namibia.
Absolutely.
This is Naris, who has come on for Namibia. As Diana just really tries to instruct her defenders not to make a mistake. Stay focused, stay alert. Help me and I will help you. Coleman now will go for it. Will she pick up anybody? And that will go out. Well, she kind of had a plan. Perhaps she would be hoping that the likes of, I believe it's Richindo, who was trying to get that jump in.
Good reflexes. Good reflexes from the goalkeeper.
We'll see another corner kick for Namibia. Coleman this time around again will get this one into the box. 77 minutes played already here at the Seshego Stadium. Namibia now, Madagascar 1. Opportunity for Namibia to utilize a set piece. It's a corner kick from Zenata Coleman into the box. Very many of those in the box, but none of them able to do absolutely anything. In fact, a foul. So the substitute, Memory Ngonda, will be registered in the books and get a yellow card. So she's booked. Let's look back at this just to see how it all happened. She was a touch to her face there.
That's very dangerous. That's very dangerous, you know.
It is. Let's look back at this corner, or rather this free kick from Zenata Coleman. Was not far off actually. Was timing, perhaps could have gotten a curl to that, but Chindo also was there, but that ball already. Would you say it was already heading on its way out?
Oh no. Like I said, the goalkeeper did a tremendous job there to save that ball from coming in. But well done to Coleman, you know, good attempt.
We've still got about 12 minutes of ordinary time in the second half. This is Captain Njara of Madagascar. As they look to push up front. Njara for Madagascar now. Falls into the feet of Mulunga, the captain. That will go out for a throw-in, Namibian throw-in by Katuta. Katuta still has it. Juliana Blow with this battle here with Njara, the captain of Madagascar. And Chiosa, that will be chased down by Chiosa, but nobody else would have helped her necessarily. Kinda was on her own and was surrounded by the likes of Mulunga. Get it out of play. Another throw-in now. This is Njara for Madagascar. Look at that turn from Christina. Just unable to beat her. They are unable to beat her, the defense of Namibia. She's so skillful. And this is another pass on to it, and it's just wide. That was nervy moment for the Namibian backline. But even a better, you could say, chance. She really nearly registered her name onto the scoring sheet there. Wonderfully done from Mampo Yonona. But you see, she's just hitting the ground, frustrated by not being able to finish that.
Oh, absolutely. That was a good attempt. You know, great pocket pass.
And they get another chance into the box by Christina. And Tolikonjela Mukota will flick that one out. Or header it out. As we see another corner kick for Madagascar. And it is Mampo Niona who will take this one up.
I must say, Mampiona, she's been very threatening to that defense, hey?
Absolutely. As that is another chance for them to get a goal. She will flick it into the box. Mateus collects. They are still not done, Madagascar. This is the substitute, Delicia. That ball goes out for a throw-in for Namibia. Early on, let's look back at this chance here. Look at that, lovely skill. Amponiana and Mateus collects. That's safe and sound. Ball in the middle of the park. Memoringonda. Memoringonda will pick up Naris. Ball too quick for her. Ball just too quick for her to have possibly chased down. I was just looking at it as if she was like, you know what? I am not going to go after that, eh? Naris. That's ball for Madagascar still, as they get a chance to throw in. We are over the 80-minute mark already. I can say the clock is ticking. Time does not wait for anybody, and it certainly isn't waiting here from the Sechego Stadium. Madagascar can feel it. They're almost there, almost about to get their win. But Namibia, on the other hand, can also feel that time is ticking, in a sense that if they are unable to convert to something like that, they could really miss out on a chance of going to the semi-finals. They come. Memoringonda gets a touch to that. Surrounded, wins the battle though. She will try to pass that very fast on to a teammate, Flo, but the Madagascar defense picks it up very quickly. That pass on to Ngonda now. Once more. Ngonda to Amuk Katuta. And she comes again. Katuta to Naris, who's still in the middle of the park. And that will be flicked out for a Namibian throw-in by Juliana Blow. Here they come now. Going strong. What can they do here?
We've seen Namibia trying to, you know, put that pressure to Madagascar.
This will be a throw-in for Katuta of Namibia. Juliana Blow now, twisting and turning. This hits handball, seeing a shout from a handball. But Juliana Blow just able to still get up.
I see Madagascar's defending in numbers now. They have almost everybody defending and just parking that bus.
Absolutely, that'll be flicked out for another throw-in for Namibia. Nervy moments. Time is surely ticking here. Katuta with his throw-in for Namibia. Again, she will get this one in, but Ivan Kwapper beaten by Captain Njara of Madagascar. Katuta to Coleman. Katuta into the box. Nobody really there. Coleman! And the defense did incredibly to keep it out. I think it was a shout for a handball. But referee says play on. This is Mulunga now. Will go out for a throw-in. And foul onto Aina. So Namibia have lost the ball. Quite a very busy few minutes we just saw in the Namibian box there. So we still have, we see that player who is still down. Well, maybe just your analysis on that one.
I think it was a ball to the hand. Yes, it qualifies to be a penalty by the looks of it.
Like we always say, Pinky, we are not in the position to give those away,
Absolutely.
to make any decisions. But referee made her final. She said that was not in any way a penalty. So play continues as Mulunga has a collision with Christina. Namibia, Juliana Blow, just a little bit of touch to Mulunga there to have brought her down. So we are nearing that 90th minute mark here at the Seshego Stadium. This is a strong run from Asteria Angula on this left-hand side for Namibia. This will go out now for a throw-in. Asteria Angula.
Angola taking that responsibility to drive, you know, perhaps create opportunities because they're in desperate moments now.
Here's Katuta. She'll go for it herself. Well, that didn't materialize at all. As Diana, the goalkeeper of Madagascar, collects that safely. I think obviously Madagascar now will take their time, knowing that, you know, they've got it in control. They're almost there. They don't need to do too much. Probably have to make sure Namibia fail to score as much as possible. Naris, Mulunga. That does not materialize either. So Adelisha will go for it herself. That is picked up by Mateus, who will collect the ball. This is a strong run from Katuta. Katuta picks up Zanata Coleman. Coleman to Asteria Angula, and it's just on the sidebar. Goes for it herself. You can tell she's been really just pushing it herself at this point, Asteria Angula.
The goalkeeper trying to show off there.
Yeah, and we're seeing that there will be a substitution made for Madagascar. Sylvia Mamonje comes off. Rina Raharima Malala comes on for this one. In the very final moments of the game, a change being made. Fresh legs bring Botton on the Madagascar bench. And the 90 minutes are almost up now. Madagascar loses one out. Memory Gonda collected that one, but was picked up. That will surely go wide. Oh, actually not. Bad attempt. Kind of looked like it would go wide, but goalkeeper Diana was there to collect. Here is Mulunga now. Mulunga for Namibia. This is picked up wonderfully by Ivan Koper, who ran this one into the box. Brought down, but still manages to get up. And Twelikonjela Mukoto loses the ball. They will look to keep it out of Namibia's attack as possible. Madagascar. Here is Asteria Angula. Naris wins it in the middle of the park. Coleman headers it to Juliana Blow. That's flicked away though. Katuta. 4 minutes indication. Added on. Christina will look to terrorize more of the Namibia backline. Still has the ball here. And eventually, Asteria Angula manages to deal with it. Mulunga was not successful, but Asteria Angula surely was. Give a corner kick.
Christina is terrorizing that defense, hey? She's making them work so hard.
Indeed. It's been very, very instrumental. Amy Christina, the goal scorer of that goal for Madagascar. Here they come now. Christina, look at that from her. Not beating all of those players, hey? Just remarkable.
Fantastic.
As Coleman goes down now. Mateus will collect. We are in the 90th minute mark, or the additional minute mark already. And so the minutes are certainly ticking. The time is ticking rather. And in no moment we'll be hearing that final whistle blow. Just another encounter here between Memaringonda.
The Namibian team, it doesn't look like a team that really want this so bad. If I'm checking, they have about 5 players still at the back, and they have about, other players pushing. So, there's a gap. Ultimately, there's a gap between the defense and the front line.
Well, Namibia perhaps with one of their last chances of capitalizing off a set piece. And it's Zanata Coleman who will do the do's. Zanata Coleman to take this one for Namibia. What can she do here? She'll go for it herself. Flicked away by the goalkeeper. Lovely, lovely goalkeeping. That is incredible. She's so alert.
And her decision makings are very incredible, hey? Instead of catching that ball, punch it, because you don't know.
Now, another set piece. Corner kick this time around, and it's Coleman, who has been very busy with these today. Zanata Coleman will take this one up as she once more flicks it into the box. Zanata Coleman into the box. That's out once more. And play will not continue. Let's look back just to see. On your screen there is Aina, one of the players who was down a few moments ago. Another change for Madagascar, so we're seeing the introduction of a Vola come on. Mary Priska Vola has come on for Madagascar. Last minute changes. So Mary comes on. Or rather, looks like Christina, the goal scorer, is the one that comes off there. Amy Christina has a great game. Perhaps your player of the match?
Absolutely, exceptional player. Controls the middle field, but she's also tough. As a shot as she is, she's very aggressive, eh?
We are in the last minute of the game now. Namibia would have to work extra hard if they need to score that goal, but Madagascar not allowing for that to happen at all. They are sure that they're almost there. They're about to win. And they are about to open up Group C. Not making any mistakes. So, probably another chance. Let's look back at how that all built up. This is Mulunga, who was brought down for Namibia. Just another one of those. Actually, lucky we've not seen any serious, extreme serious injuries in this whole game. A yellow card issued as well, rightfully so, you could say, because that's really an unnecessary tackle. So we are in the last minute of the game. Zanata Coleman is again busy. She will have to take this one up for Namibia. She has it on her shoulders. Probably the last chance Namibia have here. What can she do? The most experienced, the most acknowledged Namibian women's football player, with the final perhaps chance for them to do something here. What can she do? It's a big moment. Zanata Coleman for Namibia. She will go for it, and that is just out. That was looking likely, but referee blows the whistle. Madagascar jubilate. They have defeated Namibia here from the Seshego Stadium by 1-0. What a game. Looks back, that last attempt of the game. Goalkeeper Diana once more did what she's been doing best the whole game. What a player, really, Diana.
What a player she is.
Another one of those. They kept coming at her in the second half, but she did not once flinch. She just was steadfast and made sure to not let that get to her way. Namibia lose out, had a chance to join South Africa in the semi-finals, but lose out today. And so, a very open group, isn't it?
Indeed it is. You know, earlier on we were saying Namibia had a chance to win this game, but you know, Madagascar came.
So there are the full-time statistics. Goal attempts 11-9. It was Namibia with more shots on target with 6-3. Fouls going to Madagascar, who have more of the yellow cards as well with 4-1. But there is your player of the match, Amy Razana Piavi, the goal scorer for Madagascar. Looking at the group now, open group it is. Namibia with 3 points, Madagascar with 3 points. But Madagascar advantage because they've only played one game. Namibia now, it's done. They can no longer play any other games, eh?
It's unfortunate.
In the group stage.
Very unfortunate, you know. But hence again, we didn't see much of Namibia today. They didn't bring that A game that they brought at their first game. So kudos to Madagascar, you know.
Absolutely, but that's how it ends here from the Seshego Stadium. Group C action between Namibia and Madagascar. It is Madagascar who walk away as victors by 1-0. Tomorrow we'll continue with action from the Seshego Stadium as well as the old Peter Mokaba Stadium in Group A fixtures as well as Group B fixtures. So do make sure you catch us live for those games. But from us here, from the Seshego Stadium, it is goodbye. We'll see you tomorrow.